Hello, welcome to the Great Debate. This is a game show hosted by me, Carlin Zaprowski, where two contrasting groups hash it out on live TV for the grand prize, to have the winning ideology be played out in real life. Here's how the game will go. First, each team will send their captain to explain the core beliefs of each ideology. Then, two representatives will come forward to play Monopoly, but with a twist. Then, the last representative will come forward to be a subject to the interrogation period. The winner will be decided by an audience poll. Let's take this time to introduce both teams. On one side, we have the Libertarians with team captain, philosopher Ayn Rand. And now, let's meet the competition. The Egalitarians and their team captain, John Rawls. Ayn, John, come on up and let's begin the first round of the Great Debate. Ayn, you're up first.
Hello, my name is Ayn Rand, and I was born in communist Russia. I am the author of Atlas Shrugged. As libertarians, we believe in freedom and individualism. There is a major emphasis on individual liberties. We are very against paternalism, moral legislation like seatbelt laws, and taxation. There should be less government involvement and more free market laissez-faire capitalism. We do not believe in a redistribution of wealth or distributive justice because it cuts our equal opportunity. Taxes are a social structure. Because I once lived in communism, I know firsthand how incredible freedom, individual rights, and liberty are. I believe that altruism, or giving to others just because, is evil.
Thank you, Ayn. Rawls, take the floor.
In egalitarianism, I have come up with a thought experiment known as the veil of ignorance, which is heavy on equality, fairness, and distributive justice. In this veil of ignorance, we do not know whether we will be at the top or bottom of society, so we create a society in which the bottom is safe. When you think from a perspective of the bottom, you make sure that all of the lesser of society have essential needs met. We believe in basic liberties of rights and primary goods for all. We are rational and quite risk-averse. We also believe in the difference principle that states that inequality is okay only if the benefit the least fell off. This sounds similar to something Jesus Christ would say, doesn't it?
Thank you, John Rawls. If the next two representatives from each side could now join us on the floor.
Only be assigned a number 1 through 4. Player 1 will get $1,500 and hotels on dark blue, green, red, and orange. Player 2 will get $750 and 2 houses on yellow. Player 3 will get $200 and 2 pink properties. Player 4 will get $75 and both purple properties.
With these rules in place, start playing. As they play, let's go to commercial break. And we're back. The game has ended, so let's analyze the results. Player 1 has loads of money because everyone keeps landing on him. Player 4 got out after 3 turns because he could not pay the rent of Player 1's hotels. He has, quote-unquote, died in the game. Ooh. Player 3 is barely surviving, only off the $200 for Pass and Go. The money from Pass and Go is a structure in society that allows the bottom to survive another day. Player 2 had an okay amount of money and never truly feared losing the game, but he was nowhere close to as rich as Player 1 was. If I'm not mistaken, Player 1 might favor libertarianism because he does not want to have to give up his properties and wealth. They are rightfully his because he worked for them. Player 1s want to keep their wealth, as opposed to Player 4s, who probably would push for an egalitarian society, where his needs are protected at the bottom of society. Now that we have played the game, let's move on to the interrogation period. Representatives, please come forward. To both of you, Why are libertarianism and egalitarianism morally just?
It is morally just to protect human rights of the minorities, and the greatest minority of all is the individual. Whether you are number 1 or number 4, it is not just to take away my liberties and my rights to success. Social justice calls us to protect essential human rights for all, especially the poor among us, like the number 4 in the Monopoly game. With egalitarianism, we create a society where essential human needs are met for those number 4s in the bottom.
The question is directed to the Libertarian. What is the relationship between the number 1 and the number 4 in Monopoly?
The number 1s, who are the 1%, have done much more for the 99%, or the number 2s and 3s and 4s, than the 99% have done for the 1%. Number 1s have provided opportunities and jobs for the rest. I would argue that Goldman Sachs is better than Mother Teresa because she is altruistic, which is evil.
This question is directed to my egalitarian. Is there something that you both share in your ideologies?
We both believe in basic liberties like rights and essential needs.
To both of you, what are your opinions on meritocracy and the growing wealth gap?
I think meritocracies are great. You get to keep whatever you earn, and you are rewarded according to your efforts. The number 1 worked to earn all of his property and wealth, so he deserves to keep it. As the number 1 in Monopoly gets richer and richer in the game, the number 4 gets poorer and poorer, creating a growing wealth gap. It is okay that this is happening, because they earned it, and it should not be taken away. I believe that some work just as hard as the wealthy, but they don't have the same advantages as the others do. The number 4 could not have as good of an education to get a better job because they don't have enough money to pay for a good education. The number 1 has a path of advantages that allow him to succeed and become richer. Imagine you were playing the game and you did not know whether you would be a number 1, 2, 3, or 4. I would change the rules so that no matter what player I was, I would still be able to survive and succeed. Egalitarians are very risk adverse. If I was the number 3 or the number 4 and I was barely squeaking by, I would want the social structures in place so that I could get by. Society claims that family background has no effect, but if we look at current day examples, we can look at Harvard Business School and see that it is governed by a group of students from the wealthy families with a sharp division between them and the ordinary players, like number 2 or number 3 students.
The interrogation period has ended. Thank you for your insightful commentary, opening our eyes about libertarianism and egalitarianism. After the short commercial break, we will find out who won the great debate. Stay tuned.
The following commercial is a preview of the upcoming documentary, A Race to Nowhere. I work hard in school so that I can get into a good college, and then I work hard at college so I can get a good job, so that I can become a number 1 Monopoly player in society. Does this vicious cycle ever end? I work hard and I still might not be the successful number 1 that I want to be. I was born into a number 4 family, and I can't get a good degree because I have to work to support my family. This poverty cycle separates me completely from the wealthy number 1 players. Because I am a player number 1 in the top 10%, I have even more stress and more pressure for me to remain as wealthy and successful as the number 1s do. These higher expectations to be successful, wealthy, and powerful, like the number 1s, cause me to try to commit suicide and harm myself. It caused me to become anorexic.
Following the great debate, stay tuned for the powerful documentary, The Race to Nowhere, which shows the vicious cycle of student life and the wealth gap in the Monopoly game. Now to the results. You, the viewers of this video, must decide which side won the debate. Thanks for watching, and it's all up to you.